The ancient city is not interesting. Sorry. Alright, this video was difficult to make, and I almost didn't want to make anything on the ancient cities. But I knew I made a promise that I couldn't keep, so this is a lesson for me. This structure frustrates me. Let me tell you why. Let me first show you everything I know about ancient cities. The most difficult part about ancient cities is finding them. There aren't a lot of technical methods to find them easier, apart from using the F3 menu. If you're playing in single player, then looking for these in F3 increases your chance of finding an ancient city. The part that says Biome Builder PV should be high or peak, but isn't necessary. The C value, which is a different C value than above, which counts air blocks, but this one, it should say far inland. And the E value should be between 0 and 2. This is the erosion value. So based on this info, for the game it means that ancient cities are mostly found in mountain biomes, but it can also be found in cherry groves or badlands, if it's high enough. In multiplayer, this information is missing in the F3 menu. So you'll have to rely digging in high mountain areas. The higher, the better. Once at Y, -30, you start looking at your C value, that's the number of air blocks, to see if there are caves or the structure itself. Because if the structure is nearby, the air block count is anywhere between 300 to 500. And even that doesn't guarantee the ancient city. There's nothing to find in the pie chart, not even campfires, as they have to be lit to see them in the pie chart. The rewards in ancient cities are lackluster compared to bastions or trial chambers. The only reason you would visit ancient cities is for the Swift Sneak enchantment. Then we have the Ward and Silence trims for your armor, which look very nice. Then we have enchanted golden apples, and lastly echo shards to make the recovery compass. All of which are more endgame than anything. So I wouldn't recommend looting this structure early game. You're gonna die. The reason bastions are more popular is not only from the rewards, but also how common and different they generate. They're also more fun, let's be honest. Ancient cities generate with the same structure base, and the little cells get randomly generated after. One ancient city has about 30 chests on average. So there's little variety to this structure. The only important thing is to recognize which structures have a chest and which do not. I found 3 methods on looting this structure. However, only 2 of them work, because the one that got patched is disabling the Sculk Shrieker by activating it with an arrow shot from a player and keeping it loaded with a chunk loader while making sure the 11 by 13 by 11 area is unspawnable. While it still works, it's more unreliable than in previous versions. I mean, the Shriekers do get disabled, but if that Sculk Shrieker is activated on the same tick you activate the Shrieker near you, then the one that is near you gets activated first, and it's like you haven't disabled the Shriekers at all, and it happens more commonly the more the server lags. So I wouldn't recommend this strategy. The other method is using wool and carefully removing sensors and Shriekers before looting the chest, like you're playing some kind of defuse the bomb game. Sometimes it's literally impossible to break sensors or Shriekers, and you have to block the vibrations from the chest to open it. And the last method is flying through with Elytra while using night vision potions and ignoring any spawned Warden. Those last two methods I find trivial enough that it doesn't require much thought or explanation. Dealing with the Warden is not as fun as with brutes. You either trap him, disabling any Shrieker within 24 blocks of the Warden, or you can hide and wait long enough to let the Warden despawn and explore further, or you can simply ignore him while having the Elytra. You can easily trap him when he's emerging from the ground due to his smaller hitbox at this stage. Putting an observer clock with a trapdoor to keep him distracted is also viable, but very costly if repeated enough. Also, he will not despawn because he keeps hearing noises. The Warden will only despawn if he's not hearing anything for a period of time. Afterwards, he will despawn. Then again, once you go far enough, you will spawn another Warden, making this method quite useless. I find flying with the Elytra and ignoring the Warden more effective. I want to also include that the Warden has 3 different ranges. The red area surrounding the Warden is the area where he is aware where you are. The blue sphere radius is where you get the darkness effect. And the green cylinder is the range of his sonic boom attack. Why do I find this structure unfun? It's the process of finding it with the combination of the rewards that you get from it. Mine downwards from the peak of a mountain to y-30, finding out it's not there and searching somewhere else. Once you do find it, you get the one thing you need and then never loot an ancient city again, unless you lose your trims or swift sneak. At least with bastions, you get iron, gold, obsidian, ancient debris. With the trial chambers, you get iron, diamonds, emeralds, wind charges, all of which you can never have enough of. I cannot say the same about ancient cities. But John, you have higher chance to get enchanted golden apples. I know, but so do trial chambers, especially ominous vaults, which have a 22.5% chance to drop one. It's a matter of personal preference, and I would honestly prefer trial chambers as they are more common than ancient cities. In the grand scheme of things, it depends how you play the game. If you have maxed out your armor or have a totem of undying, you don't need any enchanted gapples. If you want to collect as many enchanted gapples as you can, I would recommend both structures, since they yield the most enchanted golden apples in the game. So that's my opinion about it. There's no doubt that this structure looks very cool, eerie, and has a nice atmosphere. But the rewards are not worth the threat that we face in them, which is a shame. Thank you so much for watching. I want to let you know that making YouTube videos takes away a huge amount of my time, especially since I have a job outside of YouTube. I also want to pursue other hobbies that I have and play other games I enjoy. Once I get a video idea and the passion needed for it, I start working on it and I usually never stop. Will it take months from now for the next video? Years? Who knows? The videos you see on my channel will stay and are not going anywhere. So don't worry if I don't upload that often. Thank you for understanding, and I'll see you next time.